I'm Jayla. I joined the lab, I think it was my junior year.
So my name is Nayeli Souza. I joined the CYFER Lab in January of 2022, I believe.
My name's Maruko. I've been with the lab since 2021, so when it first started.
Hi, my name is Jenny Boateng. I am the project coordinator for the Thrive project in the CYFER Lab.
I'll start with, I'm Dawn Bounds. I'm an associate professor here in the Sue and Bill Gross School of Nursing, and I'm the founding director of the CYFER Lab. CYFER stands for Centering Youth and Families for Empowerment and Resilience. And basically the idea was to recruit people from underrepresented backgrounds into the lab because those were the people that I was interested in conducting research with. And so I said, well, those people exist everywhere. Why not recruit folks here at UCI into the lab who represent the folks that I want to do work with?
Hi, my name is Audrey. I'm a third-year human biology major at UC Irvine.
My name is Leo Vasquez-Solis. I'm a third-year psychology student with a biology minor.
My name is Stephanie Tsuchimasa. I'm a fourth-year biological sciences major. I'm also part of the UC3P program.
So hi, my name is Nolan.
My name is Stephanie.
My name is Asana. In English it means fable.
I am a fourth-year nursing science major and I joined 2 years ago back in February 2023.
To be honest, I didn't expect the response I got. To be like, I was shocked about the emails I began to receive from students because they didn't just send me an email and say, I want to be a part of your lab. They sent me an email and they shared who they were. They shared their unique background and they shared why they had a passion for working with this particular population and doing this specific type of research.
I sent her a lengthy email saying like, hello, your work sounds amazing. Like, this is exactly what I want to do. Please let me join your lab.
I saw that Dr. Bounds was reaching out specifically to a target audience of minority students. Looking for that specific target audience was what's really stuck out to me, because normally I would look at like other research positions available and it would always be like certain GPA, certain classes, certain experience needed, right? And I always felt like it was unfair because as for myself, like I didn't have that experience because I had like different adversity experience growing up, right? Or even in high school and my first year of college. So it really like drew me to want to learn more about what were ACEs, you know, what does that mean? It also drew to my attention that she wanted students like that because it made me feel more purposeful in the work that I was doing. Yeah.
You know, being able to talk about your adversities, like overcome your trauma. I never saw research like that before. I just knew that I wanted to be part of it, so I sent her an email.
I saw we're gonna be working with disadvantaged communities. So I was like, I actually really want to take part of that because like I've witnessed a lot of things and I want to be able to like help those that need it the most. So yeah.
Being a community engaged researcher means that it's gonna be messy. Like my work is super messy and unpredictable and requires a lot of flexibility. Especially working in the community, you have to take the time to really build strong relationships. But I think having strong relationships within the lab should help build the relationships outside the lab.
I vividly remember that the first year I came to the UCI, I was totally confused because I was far away from my family, and so I didn't have any emotional support there. That was a tough situation for me that time, and I found CYFER Lab as my family.
I have lived trauma and lived stressors growing up, and normally I feel like they're very, ACEs in general is very seen down upon and can be talked about negatively in a way, but in this space I felt very safe to be able to share my experiences and to be able to see them as strengths and not as something that was going to devalue me as a person. Mm-hmm.
The lab, the space that it is, the way that we are very different from other labs and that we're very comfortable with each other. We show our personalities and have fun and enjoy the work we're doing.
Before you joined the lab, did you know what community-based research was, or community?
Not at all. I really thought research was just like mice in a lab, like running around and you take like information from them.
I used to think research was just people in a room, just like being locked in. But, after being in the lab, I noticed that research can be for my communities too.
I didn't get this exposure, especially as an undergrad. Like, I didn't know I loved research until I was in a PhD program. And so I'm like, people need to know what research is, what being a researcher truly is, and if they can be exposed to it early, perhaps it might be, they might find their calling and they not know it, because that's what happened with me. I didn't know it till much later.
The culture, encouraging students to pursue roles in the lab based off of what they were interested in was definitely a huge motivating factor.
And my interest is in the adversity. Adolescents who experience any kind of adversity and see what is the outcomes regarding the brain health structures and functions and mental health as well.
Like, I was generally interested in mental health, but also empowering people with their health in general.
I want to work within detox and addiction.
We're each able to have our own projects, which is really cool. I'm focusing mine on the Oura Ring data, so it's more like quantitative data.
Mine's more focused on qualitative coding. So looking back at the grant interviews, we're looking at any patterns or themes of self-regulation and co-regulation.
I've been doing qualitative analysis and screenings, but then in the past, I've done health coaching where I was partnered with a family, specifically a caregiver and then a child.
Being able to complete all 8 sessions with the caregiver and the youth, I found that very memorable because I kind of had to go out of my comfort zone for that, even though it was what I wanted to do.
And we recently went to the conference, the SPIN conference, and we be awarded as the second holder for the student posters in that conference as well. And that poster is just my first posters in the PhD level. And that was so interesting for me to be somebody recognize my work.
I would say the best thing about CYFER is that there are so many opportunities and so much support too for those opportunities. So that's really rare. It's really rare.
Beautiful people have been drawn to this work, and I have to somehow develop them to take pieces and lead those pieces.
It's my first time coming into a lab where, yes, the principal investigator is leading the lab, but she levels the playing field in a way where she's just as much as a community member of the lab as everyone else, meaning it's not just what she says goes, but that the lab is run in a communal way where everyone gets a fair say and everyone gets to voice their opinion.
How do I build leaders around me? Right? So it's not just this kind of mentor and mentee relationship, but we're sharing power, we're sharing the work, and the people around me own it as much as I own it.
I've literally seen people's ideas manifest within the lab because they have been able to present an idea to her and she's given them the ear and the support to make their idea blossom into a real life vision.
If I were to look back from who I was before the lab versus now, there's a huge change. There's a huge change.
I was shy in the way that I didn't want to be shy when it came to things that I wanted to pursue. I wanted to be able to, like, say I want to hang out or say I want to, like, pursue this thing, but I didn't, like, trust myself to do it. So
I am a very shy person, so I feel like this kind of environment does kind of help me to grow and develop more of a passion for research.
I think the lab has definitely given me like confidence in like knowing what I want to do in terms of like what I want to provide for other people and like the type of care I want to provide.
I think my direction of like my goals in my life, it would have been significantly different.
It also made me realize I'm very capable. I'm no longer I no longer am auto capping myself of, what I think I can do. It's more of like how I'm going to go about it.
I'm pursuing my dreams in the United States. I would like to invest my life for the younger people and help them to go through the adversity things and exposures and have better life in the future.
I see the CYFER Lab impacting many families in many ways.
If it can blossom into what could eventually possibly be a center, then it has boundless limits for what it could be for youth within the Orange County area and beyond Orange County area.
We can be a fully functioning, self-sufficient lab that's student-driven, a place where the power and the ownership of the lab functioning is shared with the students.
I think as I get older, I see that the world needs to heal, and oftentimes as folks get older, it's harder to heal, right? But the youth has so much potential to learn so that they don't have to be hurting at all, and so that they can heal themselves to be able to heal others, as I have been able to and other lab members have been able to as well.
I just hope that it continues to be the safe and welcoming environment for students, especially for POC students in STEM like myself, to explore their interest in research and what research looks like for them. I also hope that the lab continues to grow and flourish in the way that I've had the privilege of seeing over the last 2 years.